Hello, this is Samsai again, and welcome back to the Life Federation. This has been on a quite a long break now, and well, there is a very simple reason for that. And I think I can probably show it to you. So let's load our save here. So this is the save that we played last time, and immediately you might see something quite wrong about this save. Well, let's focus on a single planet so that you get a better idea. For example, this planet here. This is Ing, the Borean homeworld. So the the economic situation here is currently minus. That looks like 6,247,000, and medical is minus. That looks like 2,500,000. The environmental is very good because we're like that looks like 40 million, and the public order is very good as well. It's like could be 22 million. I'm seriously, it's very hard to see because I would have to focus a little bit better to actually see these. There is currently one defense armada with the defense power of that looks like 74 million. And by the way, they love me. They have like 20,000, what is that, influence with me. So yeah, as you might see, this save is totally corrupted, and this happened after an update. So I was playing the Steam version of this game, and we played in one version, and then I updated, Steam updated the game to a new version, and then my saves broke. And this is the situation with this particular save. And as you might have imagined, I kinda was a bit angry because first of all, we lost like 2 hours of progress because there is no recovering this. There is just absolutely, as far as I know, there is no way to recover this. I actually, one funny thing is that I also have a lot of credits, so maybe I could fix this, or maybe I could at least eliminate all of the races here. But if I let this play out...
You want a unified federation? Your job just got a lot harder.
So even if I just unpause the game for a second, it's going to tell me that a smuggler empire has happened. And that's because there are very, very huge amounts of smugglers and pirates in each of these systems, so all of the non-Federation members are immediately going to form an anti-Federation alliance. It's not really an alliance, it's an empire. But yeah, this is unsalvageable. But what I do have is I started another save. As you can see, everything looks a little bit more normal here. So I began another save, and I replayed the game, very similar to the way I played the previous save. So I have basically done this more or less the exact same things. My equipment might be a little bit different, and of course these values are going to be different because there is no way of replicating exact same numbers. Also, the planets are in completely different places. So you can see that I have this is the strong Federation here, or the strong alliance. So I have the Brelast, the Boreans, and the Accutians in the Federation already, and I managed to get the Andors into the Federation by getting them to vote about it. And currently I have these 4 races here that are currently unaligned. And there is a war happening with the Thoraxians and the Brelast. At least I'm hoping there is, because, well, I kinda did the same thing. I brought the Thoraxians into space because they were going to get into space very fast, and I had the Brelast attack them immediately, so that the Thoraxians have something to do and the Brelast have something to do. So our main focus is currently on these guys. So these 3 races are the remaining races that we are going to be trying to get into our Federation. We're probably going to start with the Skylaxians, because the Skylaxians are very straightforward to get into the Federation. It's going to take a lot of work, but it should be possible. So here is the vote to join the Federation, so we need a lot of credits and a lot of influence. So it's either this, or we have to do various kinds of other things. I guess we could convince them with the either the or the accretions or the... Wait, actually... Yeah, this would require some heavy work. We would require a lot of credits and stuff like that. And I don't think overwhelming attacks or militarily supreme are going to be happening, so I think we're going to have to go with the votes to join existing federation. Peltians are probably going to join relatively easily. We just need a lot of voting proxies. The Evox, I don't know about the Evox. It could be that we need to just get them to vote. Or well, I don't think these other are actually worth it at all. Well, if we could do some stuff with the Andors and the Accusions, but that's very expensive and requires all kinds of political tricks. The Thoraxians, I have no idea how to get the Thoraxians to join. I honestly don't. I guess we could convince them with the, well, the Accusions. But that requires plenty of credits. In any case, our first objective is probably to get these Galaxians to sort of align themselves with me. And that, of course, requires us. Actually, we can. This is the Under Parliament. We don't want these guys. We want this Galaxian Senate. First of all, these guys don't really like me a whole lot because I haven't helped them. But there is this actually, let's see the other. We can always use these Galaxians as the tool to get other people to join the Federation. So if we get them to join us, we can get other people to join very easily. So these are obviously the first thing we need. So we need 10,000 credits, and we need 340 influence with the race. So our first task should be to get them to sort of like these people, and that's to prevent them from going into wars. So if we get like good relations between them and the Accusions, for example, that should more or less make sure that we have relatively good relations. Then we can work on our relations privately. I can like do some property development here. That usually helps a lot. But yeah, let's start with this. So first of all, I'm going to improve the relations to Accusions. That's a good option. And I'm going to hope that the Evox don't like try to ruin this. I think I'm like powerful enough to take on an AFA, but I don't really want to do that if I can avoid it. So now my influence here is at least positive. But there is a lot to be done here. Okay, the Galaxians and the Accusions are at least acquainted. So let's do more friendly acts. Property development, we could do that. Is there anything else that would get me a lot of well, I guess I could destroy pirate bases. These help us with every race. Even the Burlust, which is interesting. I think before the Burlust were actually didn't like this. Actually, it's what they like is they like slaves. So trading slaves is actually what they. Yeah, I remember completely wrong. But anyway, let's take out some pirates. So I have a little bit different loadouts. I haven't actually gotten any new weapons, except for the Mass Driver, which is a powerful weapon that can be used especially against the pirate bases. So I'm going to target especially these guys. I'm going to ignore the pirate ships for now. Instead, I'm going to focus fire on the pirate enclosures. As you can see, it does huge damage against targets like this. It can be easily blocked though, so it's not like the best weapon ever. Let's focus on one pirate enclosure at a time. I think that's a good way to deal with these. And if we are starting to run low on shields, we have always the chance of using one of my abilities, which is the divert power to shields, which will immediately get me shields back. I just want to get this over with as soon as possible. Okay, so these guys are right next to each other, so I can target both with relatively good... Actually, I cannot, which is interesting. Okay. And I'm starting to run low on shields, so I'm going to get myself a little bit more of shields. Well, I'm going to focus fire on that guy then. And if we have to, like, back down, we can do that. It seems they have their ships... Well, what I can do is I can get Operation Zero up and running. Those guys are just going to run into stuff. They are basically my own special kamikaze fighters. Why am I not firing at this? I want this... Fire at an exact point. I'm going to fire at this. I want that pirate base destroyed. No matter who's like inside it or whatever. I think I'm taking out unnecessary... Why is it so difficult? Fire at that guy. Good. Okay, hopefully my targeting system works a little bit better. This is starting to feel like Strike Suit Zero, where I have to explicitly tell the targeting system to target the targets I actually want to target. That's... I said target quite a few times. But we destroyed all the pirates, so everyone likes us a little bit more. We also got some voting proxies for the Peltians. Peltians are nice race because they give you voting proxies for doing stuff they like. We could destroy another base. I don't think it would improve our influence too quickly here though. So these should expire soon because I don't think there is a war against the Andors. Unless these guys are seriously doing something weird. I'm going to see if they actually have. These guys are not actually fighting anyone. It is weird. Are you seriously not fighting anyone? I'm actually surprised if you are not. Well, there is a little bit of this, like... The Burlust apparently don't really like the Skylaxians at all. So that has to be changed because they are going to fight them soon. And I definitely don't want that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work with these guys. I could search for the Hydral Tech, but I'm not really all that interested in the Hydral Tech. Hydral Tech is one of the things that I care very little, even though it's supposed to be one of the kind of central mechanics. I usually don't bother. So what should we do? I guess property development is one of the better things. We can do this later, but this is also, I think this also improves our relations. Yeah, this gives us like 36 influence. But first we need some... First of all we need money, and also some extra influence. So doing property development, which is basically building factories and stuff, is actually pretty good. I might want to hire some construction workers. This would make it happen a bit faster. Let's get some... This is going to cost me plenty, but I'm going to get some construction workers so that I can do this a little bit faster. As you can see, like... Well, actually these didn't go... Yes, they did. For example, the automated factory takes only 1 month to complete now. I wonder if we should build something a little bit more useful. space-based telescope would be something quite interesting, maybe. Teaching hospital. I think these guys were lacking a little bit of... Actually, let me see. It's neutral, so it's not all that interesting. Then there's various attitude things. These are actually going to affect the Thoraxians and the Burlast negatively, so I might not want to do that. I guess the RCAI would be something a little bit more useful and safer, because these are going to affect all the races basically. Well, I guess you could get some space-based telescopes. Let's do that a little bit faster. So we're not getting a whole lot of influence by doing this, but we're getting plenty of money. So we got like 3,000 from that alone. Oh, the Peltians are getting firepower. Very good. The Peltians are usually the guys that fall first if they are not like... if you don't baby them. Let's expand the usable land area. This is also very profitable. And can be done quite a bit. As you can see, I'm getting a lot of credits for this. And then we can simply use this power, well, this money rather, well, money is power, but we can use it to fix the relations between between Burlast and these Galaxians. Like, money isn't the problem really. And the problem is that getting influence fast enough is kinda... Like, influence and Peltian voting proxies are the main problem. Leverage for the Burlast is relatively easy to get. We're probably going to end up doing quite a bit of the expand land area because it's very profitable. It's very simple, it gets money fast, and it also expands the land area, which as far as I know, it means that the size of the planet sort of grows, so you can get more inhabitants, maybe more buildings. I haven't looked into it too much, I just know it gets me good money. And that's the main thing here. For example, I have gotten 50,000 credits for a job that takes relatively little time. I think that's plenty of land area. I think now would be time to actually fix your relationships with the Burlast. This should get this fixed a little bit. Also, it's going to get me some extra influence because I'm helping them with their diplomatic stuff. So the Galaxians already, they are like okay with the Burlast. The Burlast are a little bit, well, they don't like them too much. But it should be possible for me to get this fixed. I'm also slowly getting some influence. I'm actually going to visit the... once this is a little bit better, I'm going to visit the Accutians. This time the Accutians are not my enemy, because I decided to give them some tech instead of fighting them. Oh, it seems... whoa, what is this? Oh, the Evox decided to attack. That's bad. I hope the allies can get into the fight relatively good. Actually, I'm going to check the race relations and Evox. So they're only at war with the Burlast. One of the things that I don't quite get is if you have an alliance, why don't the allies attack the Evox? Then again, it might make starting wars a little bit too risky. Okay, so they are now relatively acquainted. I'm going to head to the accusions next. I'm going to see what kinds of things I can do. So the accusions are based on the... they're based on these various categories. So these are, for example, transportation, insurance, technical. These are companies or corporations. And each time 3 corporations are representing the whole race. And it's going to change every now and then. Apparently it's going to take some time until that happens. Currently, transportation is the biggest. So all of these have various kinds of interesting things they can do. For example, we can dump the toxic waste, waste on various planets if we want to. Of course, this is going to very much cripple our relations with everyone else. So that's not very good. We can also broker trade routes. This would be a good tool to get some... this will get various kinds of goods to other planets and stuff like that. Then there is the eliminate tariff, but there aren't currently any tariffs. We can also colonize moons and industrialize. We can also order them to attack, which might actually be useful if the Evox decide to be a little bit too aggressive on their things. Let's see what these other races do. We can share tech, which would be maybe useful. These guys don't really have anything. What can you give to the Burlust? At this point, bomb shelters might actually be very good. So let's get them some extra tech. Vibroblades is very good because that makes them a little bit tougher to fight on the ground. They're already very tough, but they're going to be even tougher. How about insurance? So tax breaks, repair capabilities. Launch a planet cracker at a planet. So this is going to be the ultimate tool. It's going to cost a lot, and it's going to destroy all relations. Even the Burlust don't like it. But if we absolutely need to destroy a planet, if, for example, if the Thoraxians just simply don't give up on a planet, we can just launch a planet cracker. It's going, if that's the ending move, then it doesn't matter, but it's going to be very bad if we do it before that. So we will try to avoid this, because it's a very tough thing to do. Also, it costs a lot of money. But yeah, the Accusions have plenty of stuff they can actually do, especially like offensive stuff. How about the Andors? Currently we have the Pacifiers, which are... yeah, these guys just pacify AFA stuff, and they can broker truce. We could broker a truce between the Burlust and the Evox. But we don't have enough credits for that, because it's going to cost 180,000 credits. Yeah. Oh, this is actually something that I haven't noticed before. So you can soothe Warlust, which is going to convince people to slow down warship production. Can we actually do that? Yeah, let's actually get the Evox to slow down their warship production. That way their invasion should actually be a little bit slower. I wonder if the Boreans have anything to say. Interplanetary subword relations. Okay, so what does this do? It's going to cost a little bit of money. It's going to degrade relations. This is an interesting thing. We can also encourage relations. So this is going to be the opposite. This is going to... yeah, this is going to increase the attitude by 14 points. That would actually be useful in some cases. Do you do anything else? What is the current priority, by the way? economy. So they want to just get more money. Understood. Well, I guess we're just going to go back to doing whatever. Let's see if I can actually... So this would give us... If we give everything, it's going to give us plenty of influence. And I don't think these guys are going to be the ones to go into war immediately. Yeah, I cannot give them anything else. We could do a manufacturing outpost. It's going to take 23 months though. It will give me 24 influence in total. I think that might be useful. We're going to have to monitor the situation here, because I'm a little bit afraid that the evox might be a little bit maybe too aggressive. It seems that they are getting destroyed slowly though. Some pirate convoys. I'm not going to intercept those. I could, but I'm not really... I don't feel like doing that. The Burlusts are holding for now. We might have to consider attacking them though, to make them a little less powerful. I'm not sure if that's the good move though, but we might have to consider it. Okay. So some people are becoming pirates. And what is... oh, that's because of economic, I think. Because environmental and medical is very good. We might have to go and help these guys a little bit after the cooperative development is done. So the Accusans are researching tech. Burlusts are becoming pirates. Why is that? Okay, we got that. Very good. We also made a little bit of money and got some influence. So our influence is currently 67. So it's not too far away. Yeah, we can still reach the goal of turning these guys into, well, Federation members. These guys, on the other hand, I need to help you guys a little bit. I think I'm just going to assist you with armada construction because I don't want to mess with the evox too much. If I attack them directly, they are going to get angry at me, and instead I'm going to do it like sort of proxy warfare style. That way I still have some control over them. But I definitely want to make sure that the evox have plenty of defensive capabilities. We might have to research some tech with the Scalaxians or the Accusans to give to the Burlust. At least for now, it's still an orbital fight, so they are not bombarding. Low drag casings. Well, that's not going to help you because you're still fighting over the orbit. I'm considering ordering some of the Federation members to attack the Ewok homeworld. It's currently very undefended, and that might actually... we might be able to push them away from the Burlust homeworld. At the moment, the Burlust actually have control over the... well, at least more or less control over the orbit. Yeah, it seems that they are getting help from the Boreans.